Well, it's just about that time. Welcome back. I've been scurrying around the last few days trying to get everything put away and done before the snow flies. And just in the nick of time, because apparently our first 2 to 3 inches is coming tonight. Phew! If you take a look around, I've got all the implements put away where I think they will be for the rest of the winter. Generator's been serviced and maintained. Had to change the brushes on it and the bushings. Got my blower and the subframe. It's all greased, lubricated, placed in right where I need it. So when it's time, I can just drive the tractor in, throw my subframe underneath and hook it up and start clearing snow. Cleaned up the shed a little bit. Did a few other things. Got a little work to do on the skidoo, but my blade is here and ready to go. And of course, like many years, I'll be putting my loader arms here for the winter. I'm sorry I didn't videotape any of it for you folks, but I didn't really think it was that exciting. And I had to get my butt in gear and get things done, because as soon as we're done with firewood, you get a small little window before the snow to get all my own stuff done here. So today's video, I wanted it hopefully to be interactive. I'm looking for your comments back to my questions today. And the questions I'm going to pose to you are in fact questions I get very frequently from you folks, especially during the winter months. Here's how it goes. GP, you should not be leaving this tractor outdoors all year. In fact, if you keep leaving it outdoors, you're going to damage or ruin it. Or, you shouldn't be leaving your implements and attachments outside in the winter, and especially not tarped, or you're going to damage or ruin them. Well, before I go any further, I just want to say for the record, there is nothing I want more than a nice, big, beautiful garage back in this clearing with a big workshop, a place to put all my tools, a bench so I can fix things and do things, a little heat, lots of lighting, and big enough that I could get all of my outdoor equipment safely stowed away throughout the year, off the property, and to my wife's delight, away from the side of the cottage so she doesn't have to look at it every time she pulls in. But my question today is it a need or is it a want? In other words, do I need to put that tractor indoors? Is something bad going to happen if it sits out 12 months of the year? Or all of my implements? I mean, to some extent, the difference between a need and a want is often subjective. I would love nothing better than to have this garage and to have everything put inside of it where it's organized and neat. But in my view, it's not a need, it's a want. It'd be a whole lot more convenient and a whole lot more comfortable if I had a nice warm place where I could do my greasing and lubrication, do my maintenance on my equipment, fix it, clean it, do repairs, without having to lay down in the gravel, you know, in 10-degree weather or 3-degree weather. It'd be a whole lot nicer. But do I need it? In other words, is my equipment going to become damaged, or is something bad going to happen to that tractor because it sits out through the hottest days in the summer and the coldest days, snowstorms, freezing rain, hail, rain, windstorms? It stays outside all year. Am I hurting that tractor? Really? I've had 2 different compact tractors in the last 5 years. They both have block heaters because you need it here, just like on my truck or any other vehicle. When you get negative 30 degrees Celsius temperatures here in the winter, it's going to be hard to start it without a block heater. However, it starts. And it runs, and it clears snow. And in the hottest days of the summer, it does its job as well. Grading, the lawn, grapple work, firewood, it does it all. But it always stays outside. Neither my B Series nor this LX have ever once known the warmth of an indoor garage. I've had this finish mower for 5 years now, and in fact, just over 5 years, it's been through 5 winters sitting outside. I maintain it, I grease it, I look after the gearbox. Every spring I take it out, do my lubrication, my maintenance, I wash it, and it's still pretty much as shiny and as pretty as it was the day I bought it. Works every year, never had a problem, no rust. I've had my chipper for 4 years. Once again, never seen the inside of a garage. Sits outside 12 months of the year. I don't use it in the winter. I put it away, I maintain it, I look after it, and well, as you can see, it looks pretty close to the day I bought it 4 years ago. Works great. I've had no issues with it. You folks know my neighbor Guy's got an L3400. He's had it for 17 years now. Never seen the inside of a garage. He parks it in a covered shed, but prior to that he had a Ford 8N for years. And before, when he had the 8N, he had no shed. It sat outside. In fact, it still sits outside down at Bob's place today. You guys see me drive by it down the concession once in a while. Still works. Hold that video. It's time for another GP Outdoors Christmas gift giveaway. Today's gift is the Workmaster plate made by JU Fabworks down in the US. I want to extend a special thank you to Jeff there because he's agreed to partner with me on today's giveaway. The Workmaster plate, as you know, is one of my favorite add-ons, and it's the first time I ever drilled a hole in the bucket, and it was worth it. So practical, super handy, not only with your rings as well as your hooks, but a front receptacle. That Workmaster plate is going to come with all the hardware you need. In fact, it's grade 8 hardware and instructions, and it's super simple to install. In fact, as you know, I installed mine all by myself. Jeff makes them for most John Deere models, I believe Series 1 through 4, all of them, the buckets, and I believe some of the Series 5 buckets. And he also makes them for Kubota buckets, right from a BX right through L, LXB, and I think MX to some degree. You can check it out on his website. But hey, if you want to be eligible to win the Workmaster plate, just leave a comment below this video, and somewhere in your comment you need to write the words JU Fabworks, like you see on the screen. In 48 hours, I'll do a random comment selector, and I'll pick a comment or a winning comment, and I will reply to that winner's comment asking you to email me at this email address only. You have to be 18 years old, a resident of Canada or the Continental USA, and you've got to be a GP Outdoors subscriber. Good luck to all of you, and all the very best. Now let's get back to the video. Cheers. And kind of just to wrap it up, as you folks know, I live down in the city. It's a few hours to drive up here, and I pass through a lot of farm country, a lot of agriculture. Every one of those farms, big or small, has tractors and tractor equipment, whether it's agricultural equipment, snow blowers, snow blades, buckets, grapples, etc. But even though they all have big barns and big outbuildings, almost every time I drive by, whether it's the middle of July or it's the middle of January in a snowstorm, their tractors and their implements are sitting outside the barn. Usually the tractor will be close to a barn or an outbuilding, but it'll be outside most of the time. I see it, I pass it, covered in snow. The implements, usually outside, and quite often you'll see them lined up along the side of a barn. But again, they don't put them inside. So I pose the question back to you good folks, because I get it so often. The challenge I have is that it is a learning channel, and I'm learning all the time. And in fact, I've learned so much just from this community alone. The challenge with the comments when I get them is nobody ever explains what type of damage or how I'm going to ruin my tractor or my implements or my attachments. There's just usually a respectful comment. It's never bad or anything, but it's that straight comment of you need to get that tractor indoors. It should not be sitting outside all year in the freezing cold or maybe in the heat of the summer. You're going to damage or ruin it. But there's never an explanation of exactly what harm might befall the tractor or my implements if I leave them outside, kind of like everybody else does around here. So hey, if you have some advice or an opinion, I would love to see it in the comments. That's how we all learn. And if you're a new tractor owner, I'd offer or suggest to you that you pay attention to the comments and see what people have to say. The fact is, it's a big investment. But then again, my pickup truck cost me a lot more than my tractor, and it also has never seen the inside of a garage. Have a great week with your families. And remember, please be kind. And hey, let's all keep our fingers crossed that one day you're going to see me in a big, beautiful, heated, gorgeous garage in this clearing. All the best. We'll see you again on the next one. Cheers.